Hello everybody, this is Oliver Hines from MetalUnderground.com, and I'm really happy to say we're with Kevin Sharp from Brutal Truth, Venomous Concept, Lock Up, so many bands.
This and the other.
Well, straight into it, I believe Venomous Concept are recording a new album.
Yes.
Not literally at the moment, but
yes,
recently.
We're going to call it Fuck the Facts, and it's about sleeping on floors and paying our dues.
Cool.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just fucking whatever. I was saying that just to make Shane laugh. Right now it's politics versus the erection.
Okay.
It's recorded. We've got some stuff sort of like sounds lined up, you know, so
yep.
When Shane gets back, he's going to start slotting things where they go. And, you know, it's a continuation of the same sort of thing, but it's expanding. It's all generic answers go, you know, it's a little different, but it's still like hardcore punk and
cool.
And two fingers fuck off, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Obviously, at the moment, you're still promoting Kick Me Silly.
Sure.
But is it Kick Me Silly VCIII?
Oh, VC3. What are you, not Roman? What the fuck?
What the fuck is wrong with me? What's kind of
I don't
fucking...
know, man. You failed in that part of school?
Well, I'm still clinging on to my Celtic heritage before we got conquered by the Romans, so...
VC3, Kick Me Silly.
Okie dokie. Yeah, but I mean, that is a good album. It's a very good album. I've got it on my phone there, and
cool.
That's one that's like... Anthem is a song, for example, that more than lives up to its name. That's like the go-to Venomous Concept song.
It's kind of hilarious concept, though.
Yeah.
It's like writing an anthem to sell a war, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of... That's sort of my sense of humor. I laugh at everything because it's better to laugh than cry.
Well, exactly. Yeah, there's so much to get pissed off about. You might as well turn it.
I don't want to live that way. I'm
No.
50 years old, and you know my days of.
Hence the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Man with humor.
No, I just you know I don't want to live with the internet. Everyone's already there, and it's a 24-hour fucking hate fest.
Yeah.
And yeah. Life is fucking complicated, politics or whatever you want to make them. Everyone has an opinion. The whole thing with everyone nowadays is everyone's lost respect for the other person's opinion. And everyone has their ideas on politics or social issues due to their lives.
Yeah.
You know, their experiences in life. And because of that, you know, when people fuck off their opinions, they get weakened, you know, because it's just like you know, it's a loss of respect or whatever. So I don't want to live in that world. Everyone's entitled to their own lives and their own opinions.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's sort of where the sense of humor is I laugh at everything, even if it's worth crying about.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously you did the video for that as well with the Ook character.
Oh, yeah.
Which is it's a really fun little video, and it's a cool little character. Anyway.
I've got some fantastic ideas coming.
Yeah.
Involving Ook. But I'm not really willing to talk about it yet because it's such a fucking great idea that I don't want anyone to fucking take it. So it's going to be my life's work, my opus. On my tombstone will say, I fucking rule because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Ook's involved for sure. He's always in it.
Sweet, sweet. One of the things I really like about Venomous Concept, and I tend to link it to people, is the Suffragette City cover.
Oh yeah,
which I haven't found on any of like the records or anything.
We never released it.
No.
What happened is that, like, you know, because David Bowie was like one of the most important artists. I call him an artist. There's only few.
Yeah.
You know, Freddie Mercury. This kind of people that were that touched so many levels of greatness, like whether it was soul or fucking new wave or, you know, glam.
Yeah.
You know, he did everything perfect. You know, like perfect.
Yeah.
And wasn't even outside fashion, art, whatever. He was always... So I can call him an artist and it won't sound ticklish or whatever. But, so I adored him and I wanted to do the song. I know a lot of punk bands have done that song, but I wanted to do it. It's a fun rocker.
Yeah.
And then he fucking dies. And it's like, I didn't want to seem like I was taking the piss.
Yeah.
You know, because it was right around the same time. And so, like, we didn't release it.
No, it's best not to, otherwise people start accusing you of cashing in and all that kind of shit.
Or whatever. It was just like a strange coincidence. It's like, you know, when we did the Sounds of the Animal Kingdom, and on the back of that record is a crosshair over the World Trade Center. And then like a handful of years later, like 3 years later, fucking got knocked down. So yeah, there's that.
As if grindcore and hardcore punk didn't get blamed for enough.
Yeah, I get blamed for a lot of shit, but I'm okay with it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. But while we're talking grindcore, obviously you came to prominence with Brutal Truth.
Sure.
Which I think a lot of people would hold up as the greatest American grindcore band there ever was.
Well,
I would.
That would be an opinion by some.
The correct opinion, but
everyone's entitled to them. But go ahead.
That's my opinion. You're entitled to it.
Exactly.
Now, obviously, there was the hiatus for a while, and then came back, did a couple more albums, and then I've read Danny retired, but I've also seen he's still recording or still playing shows or something. So
I don't know whether he's recording.
Right.
I mean, it's like I don't really even know what's going on. You know, I talked briefly to him here and there.
Okay.
You know, he was obviously in BC. For a period, but I do know that like he's just over touring.
Yeah.
And I know that he does these things. He plays with Nick.
Yeah.
Nick plays in Nuclear Assault and stuff. So, I mean, he'll do those things, but like this whole thing of like crawling in a coffin up in there or doing this in a van, he's 50-something years old and it doesn't work for him. So, I'm thinking that like that's kind of just the way it is. And with VC, I think Shane just really wanted to play bass again.
Okay, cool.
He likes playing guitar. Shane does. I mean, I'm answering for him, but I don't think because he used to play guitar in Breweria as well.
Yeah.
And
is he not playing guitar for Brujeria now?
No, he plays bass.
Oh, okay. Last time I saw Brujeria, he was on guitar. So Jeff Walker on bass.
Yeah, Jeff's no longer doing that.
No.
But although he filled in over in Paris.
I was going to say it was only last night or Saturday night, wasn't it?
Yeah. See, here's the thing: we're all friends, and we're all in each other's bands, whether it be Lockup or Brujeria or this, that, or the other. But we're all friends, and what do you do for a living? What's your job? Not this, but like, what's your job? You just hang out and shoot videos of weirdos.
Yeah, more or less.
More or less, right? Did you make any money off it? You do good enough?
No.
Perfect. Same here.
Yeah.
But you have a job. You want to work with your friends, man. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why everyone's in everyone's band. If you want to know God's honest truth, it's just like you like working with your friends. I like working with mine. It's just a different kind of job.
Yeah, I mean...
It's same pay, though.
But it goes back, when you're teenagers now, you start forming bands. The first people you form a band with is your friends.
Yeah, of course.
You don't immediately put out an advertisement, or most people don't.
Looking for a ding-dong, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're in Lockup now as well. Like you said, you did the Demonization album.
Sure.
Which is a really fucking brutal album.
That's different than Venomous. It's like a different approach,
Yeah, so what does change in the approach when you're in Lockup? Was it kind of a shock to you, or not so much a shock, but something you had to get your head around when writing Lockup material?
Well, that record was tough, man, because I was going through like one of those fucking... Life was fucking crushing around then, sorry. Everyone's lives are relative, Okay, so like I've lived in this world my entire life.
Yeah.
But and everyone else has their own worlds that they do things in and stuff like that. But people die. People, overdosing, this, that, life happens, that sort of shit. And it was just like, I'd say about 6 years of just continual hard
dismay.
And I didn't get that message, like you get, I thought by the time, I don't know what I thought when you turned 50, and when I was a younger man, I didn't really get the plot of aging. You don't really get it. You don't understand what 50 is. It's just this idea that may happen. And mostly, for the most part, most people I knew just were like, fuck, I don't know. I never even thought about 50. I didn't think I was going to make it. Due to lifestyles, you know,
Yeah.
doing what you do just to fucking exist, you know. Thought life would crush me before then, but now that I'm here, I'm completely fucking confused.
Yeah.
Because I never really knew it would be like complicated.
No.
It is complicated.
No.
So that record was written
With all that in mind.
with the weight of everything crushing. I quit drinking during that time frame to focus on getting my shit in order. My brain was a fucking mess. You don't call it a midlife crisis because that makes you an idiot. But
Yeah.
like, you know, it was like, holy fuck, man. Like, my dad died. You know, my roommate's cousin overdosed and died between my legs. I was trying to save him. Just like shit like that repeatedly and over and over. And, you know, that telling his parents, and, you know, giving them all, you know, like all that shit, man. Life, you know. It gets cumulative and snowballs. And the older you get, people close to you die, move on, overdose, divorces, brutality. It's life gets to a point where it becomes choking,
Yeah.
and that was that record.
It shows.
So, but you know, I don't think any record's worth listening to unless it's an honest thought.
Yeah.
You know, and or lived it, or you know, I guess, you know, that's where what I take from outlaw country or whatever. Is a song has to have a story behind it. You can't just write words.
Yeah.
They just don't. If you listen to Sunk on that record, it's about making a choice. I was either gonna drink it all up and finish it off, or I was gonna have to dry out.
Right.
You know, so sometimes songs are objective and you listen to them and you can take your own impression, but sometimes they're more direct. That was very direct.
It's the way to be,
Yeah.
I think. On a happier note, you were in the American grindcore, or sorry, no, you were in the grindcore documentary recently, Slave to the Grind.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. The Fuck the Facts was thinking that like we make money or something like that.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Shane told me that they were like cracking on about like, you know, the rich bands like Fuck the Facts. I'm like, dude, you know, VC, the last VC tour, we slept in people's apartments on the floor. If you look at our page, there's a picture of me and Shane laying in bed together with the backdrop over us.
I think I've seen that.
So it's like fucking hilarious that they think that we're sitting on piles of cash.
Yeah, you and Discordance Axis and bands like that, you're obviously millionaires.
Well, you know, I don't know, man. Everyone has their ideas of like, you know, and they're entitled to them. But here's a news flash. I have my own company back home where I build things, and that's where I make my money.
Okay.
So
No.
I'm not rich.
No.
We talked about, the funny thing that was hilarious about that particular thing when they were talking about like, ooh, we're sitting on piles of money, is that, you know, back in the day when this shit took off, like in the States back in '92, we did the Grind Crusher tour over in this, it was Grind Crusher, I think, I don't know. You know, I get lost in the fucking titles. It was Carcass, Napalm, us, and Cathedral in the States. And it was the Grand Reaping. It's like when all the promoters just fucking took horrible advantage of bands and stuff like that. And we made $50 a night, and we shared the van with Cathedral. There's 13 people in a van, and
I bet it stunk of weed.
Oh God, Lee Dorian's feet's amazing. Holy smokes! The King of Doom, it starts in the feet. It's brutal. But, you know, we rolled around the States sleeping on people's floors for fucking years. And I still haven't really made like a really good payday.
No.
But if I did, fuck it. You know what, man? That's called back pay.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I lived
a
a life, and for bands like Fuck the Facts or whatever kind of shit talkers come around and talk about whatever, there wouldn't be that. They wouldn't have anything to play if we weren't there. Because in the beginning, the first tours that Brutal Truth did were like with Incantation and Pungent Stench.
Yeah.
We booked it ourselves because there wasn't any booking agents that would do this stuff.
Yeah.
And you would show up and they would either pay you or maybe give you food or something like that. And so, you know, there wouldn't be this world, the underworld, doing shows like this if it weren't for, you know, us taking a chance and fucking not giving a shit.
Yeah.
So,
No.
fuck off to the naysayers.
Kind of related to naysayers then, within the documentary, which I thought was a good documentary.
I haven't seen it, by the way.
It's pretty good, but my only problem with it
Shane
is...
said it was bollocks, but that's okay.
I thought it was alright, but my only real problem is it seemed to go out of its way to put down Seth Putnam.
Well, he said that there was a lot, like the way the editing went. That it was just like, what does AC really have to do? This just seems like, kind of controversial, fucking, and the way they worded the interviews apparently might have had something to do with, pitting me and Dan against each other. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it was something like that. If I'd have known you hadn't seen it, I would have put it on the...
whatever. People say a lot of things, and it doesn't matter, but...
No.
But,
No, but I was just curious, because obviously Brutal Truth and Anal Cunt did the BTAC track together.
Sure, well,
and I was just wondering kind of what your impressions were of him. Because like I say, it just seemed like a character.
Well, I knew Seth, okay, and the rest of the world, and all that video stuff that you probably heard in the fucking whatever, it was really not indicative of like who he was as a person. Matter of fact, the last conversation I had with him was in LA. We were playing I don't know, some fucking thing out there. It was a festival with a bunch of bands, and he'd just gotten back to tour, and he'd gotten out of that coma, and I'd seen this shit before where people will encourage you into the grave, and we had this big deep conversation. It's like, don't let these fucking people that pretend to be your friend convince you into being this character that to living this character, and it'll take your fucking life. I mean, and unfortunately it did, but it's hard. Everyone had these ideas, and Brutal Truth lived hard. I ain't gonna lie, man. That ain't no fucking joke whatsoever. But you get these kids that would try and live up to the myth, the legacy of fucking stupidity, and it's a dangerous world. I've seen a lot of people die, and I will say that people will have their ideas of him, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it was him. And one other thing I'll say about it is there is only one Seth. He was hilarious to me, okay? Everyone else that does his shtick is fucking not Seth. So they are not funny. El Duce, hilarious. Everyone else trying to be El Duce, not even close to funny. You know what I mean? So all those people that say you're gay or whatever, shtick that Seth crapped on about, they sound stupid.
I mean, I always thought he seemed like a very intelligent guy. He just had, it was a very
clear. What I would say is like he was an encyclopedist of music. You could ask him any question, he would know volumes and this, that, and where it was recorded. He was very brilliant in that way.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, Kevin, for taking the time to speak to me. I really do appreciate it.
Cool, man.
So, thank you very